Thank you.
I'm good, thank you.
Can I just go over to this? Yeah.
Hi, Cameron.
Hi, Cameron. Welcome.
I'm asking for a present. Because I'm very nice. Because all the Batmans are taking all the Christians' money.
What he's trying to say, I explained to him a little bit about how funding works for schools, and not in extreme detail, I let him form his own opinion, and he was saying that nice men need to give money to the school.
Right.
Yeah.
About monies for schools?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cameron.
Because no. It gives me alone because I need to. You know. From school.
For school?
From school. Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. So glad to have you here this evening. Next, Noah Hanson, followed by Michael Dominguez, followed by Michael Becker. Good evening. Nice to have you here.
Hi, thank you for having me. In a time of state budget cuts, overcrowded classrooms, classroom supplies being cut, programs such as arts, music, and sociology being cut, forcing nearly 1,000 tenured teachers to retire early with a golden handshake. Superintendent Hanson, you take an income of nearly $300,000 a year. This is an incredibly large sum of money. Would you be willing to take a 25% pay cut and put more money into the classrooms that desperately need it? That is a question for you.
Mr. Doty.
Okay. Excuse me, but in public comment, the governing board is not allowed to respond, neither is the superintendent. It's public comment. You're free to deliver anything that you have to say, but they're not permitted to comment.
Amen.
In that case, speaking on behalf of everyone in this room, we would like you to take a 25% pay cut and give it back to the classrooms that desperately need it.
Thank you. Michael Dominguez, followed by Michael Becker, followed by Ruben Verduzco, I believe. Welcome, Mr. Dominguez. Verdugo. I apologize. And again, it seems that we're having a problem with our clock. So we've got Clerk Ryan, who's actually timing, and I'll try to give a little wave when you've got about 10 seconds left.
Certainly. Thank you for your time. I'm here from Occupy Fresno, and there was something I wanted to voice. I did see over here that one of your core beliefs is that every student can and must learn at grade level and beyond. I also see that this other here, your core beliefs is that leaders must perform courageously and ethically to accomplish this and other goals. With approximately 60% of students failing to score proficient in English and math, and with over $50 million in your reserve, and Superintendent Hanson, with your salary in excess of $250,000, I'm curious if you feel that you as a leader have ethically performed your job to meet this goal. I'm curious if you will have the courage to take a pay cut and pull money from the reserve, hire back the numerous teachers you have laid off so that our children can, because our children must, learn at grade level and beyond. Thank you.
Michael Becker, followed by Ruben Verdugo, followed by Gary Alford. Welcome, Mr. Becker. The cameras, wanted to know if the cameras. Okay. We're broadcasting, but we're just not streaming.
My name is Michael Becker. I'm a professor of political science at California State University, Fresno. And I'm the father of an 8-year-old daughter, Ayana. She goes to Leavenworth School. She's in the dual immersion program there. It's an excellent program. Her teachers have shown total dedication and professionalism. We feel as if she's getting an awesome education there. At the same time, her teacher has to pay for supplies for the classroom on occasion because there's not adequate budget for supplies. She has to sell cookie dough to try to raise enough money to keep the accelerated reading program in the school. And there are a variety of other fundraising efforts there to try to meet some of the basic needs for the school. Superintendent Hanson, your salary is $277,000, and I put that into a logarithm on a computer website, and that places you in the top 1/2 of 1% of the income spectrum. And what Occupy Fresno and Occupy movements around the country are concerned about is the apparent lack of sacrifice that people at the top make. You ask the teachers to sacrifice.
Right.
You ask the students to sacrifice.
That's right.
You ask the parents to sacrifice.
Right.
And what I'm wondering is whether you and other top administrators are willing to make a sacrifice. Cut your salaries by 25% and put the money into the classroom where it belongs. So I understand the rules prevent you from uttering a single syllable, but maybe you can nod your head whether you'd be willing to do that. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Becker.
As you know, I don't want you to misconstrue my requests or the requests of others here as acknowledging the legitimacy of your position on the podium there.
Mr. Becker, I'm
Because
sorry, your
actually
time
you're
is
elected
up.
by the teachers, you're not accountable to the teachers.
Mr. Becker?
The teachers have no real power in trying to direct.
Excuse me, Mr. Becker,
Yes,
we've got
yes.
a number of speakers and your time is well past,
Well,
so we appreciate your comments.
I hope they all take as much time as they need to express their frustration at the situation.
Mr. Verdugo, followed by Gary Alford, followed by Rick Adams. Welcome, Mr. Becker.
Thank you very much. I'm just a concerned citizen, Vietnam veteran, and I went to fight for this country. And I see money disappropriated all over the place, not just here, but all over the United States. And that's got me very angry. And I wish the people that are representing the United States and the communities will get together and do something about it. Because I think there's a lot of people getting very, very upset at what is happening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before I begin, I would like to respectfully ask Superintendent Hanson, will you not meet with members of FTA board secretly without the rest of us? That's very rude and disrespectful. You may conquer dividing your board, but not our board, okay? Thank you. I am gravely concerned about the future of this community due to bad decisions that continue to perpetuate in this room, because majority of the board members here continue to rubber stamp Superintendent Hanson's decisions. We are facing overcrowding class sizes, hostile working environments, and we will soon face all-time high benefit premiums as well if Superintendent Hanson continues to refuse to contribute the necessary contribution to our benefit costs. How can our students do better, and how can teachers focus on providing a quality education to our children when we're put under these appalling circumstances? How can you sleep at night, Mr. Hanson, knowing that you've robbed our children's future, taking jobs from loyal educators who spend most of their lives helping build this community and nation? How can you still sleep at night knowing that your decision took people's job away while you still sit in your high salary position? How can you still sleep at night knowing that while you are still living in a nice big home teachers and other Fresno Unified School staff lost theirs. As our daily pledge stated, we live in one nation under God, and we are supposed to be indivisible, living with liberty, and we should make sure that justice is given to everyone, not just a few, not just you and the elites in this room. Please do the right thing. We need your compassion during this hard time. Please make the necessary financial contribution toward our benefit cause. Remember the dramatic cost. And our premium is not only affecting teachers, but administrators and assistants too. Everyone in this district, and you, Mr. Hanson, I ask that you do the right thing, contribute to our benefit.
Yeah!
He's 6 foot tall. He has ADHD, bipolar, and he has learning disabilities. He's had an IEP since 2nd grade. He receives SSI. I have begged the IEP team to please put him in residential placement out of state. Unfortunately, California does not have locked facilities for our children, and he will run away. Hopefully, the IEP team will make the right decision. My other boy, 16, is incarcerated from juvenile hall. He had his prescription medication, and he was being naughty, and he was smoking marijuana on the campus. But he's looking at about 2 or 3 years for selling his medication, which was not the case. He suffers from anxiety. Mr. Hanson, I have been trying to reach you faithfully for 3 weeks, and you haven't returned my call. And I don't understand why. Mabel Franks, I've been trying to call her too, and Sue Pellegrino, and nobody's returning my call. I'm very concerned about this. You're taking away from all our children RSP services very slowly. That is the wrong thing to do. Kids are already far behind academically, and to put them in a regular education class is not fair to the teachers because they're not trained and they have a heavy caseload. Lord knows they probably have 40 to 45 kids. That is not appropriate. Made me sign this settlement agreement releasing all rights and responsibilities. This is against civil rights, and this is not what you do to parents. This was corrupt, this was an underhanded move, and somebody needs to be held accountable for that. And Mr. Hanson, I really think that you really should think about letting Sue Pellegrino, she's corrupt, she's a liar. Mabel Franks is a liar. I can prove all of this. I don't mean to slander anybody, but I have proof of this, okay? I am your CAC vice chairperson, and I'm going to have to quit because unfortunately after 6 years, there's so much corruption that I'm ashamed that Mr. Hanson can allow this to happen. If my son dies, there'll be a lawsuit. I'm going to the procedural safeguards for a full investigation. You cannot violate children's civil rights. And one more thing for the record. Nobody ever told me that I didn't have to sign the IEPs. I'm 53 years old, and nobody, except for 2 weeks ago, told me if I'm not in agreement with the IEP, I don't have to sign it. I've been intimidated, I've been coerced, and they stand around me and they tell me, Mrs. Flores, in order for us to implement services on your child, you have to sign the IEP. There's the corruption. That's not the way it works.
And we have Guy, I'm going to mispronounce it, Fox, F-A-W-K-E-S.
Guy Fox.
Okay.
He allegedly burned down the parliament
I
in
assume
England.
he's not here. Well, thank you. We appreciate everybody's comments tonight. It is now time to turn to item B12.